Hey guys, thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. On this episode, we are going to be making the world's best marinated trout recipe. But before we begin, I wanted to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Starting this month, I'm going to be sending out monthly emails to my subscribers, and only for my subscribers, that will have free recipes that are going to be included in my ebook. So if you want those free recipes, make sure you hit subscribe, which you can do right here. And of course, you will be notified anytime we post a new episode. All right, you guys, not only is this recipe absolutely delicious, but it only takes 4 ingredients. Yes, 4 ingredients. So I challenge you to actually make this and see what you think, and make sure you comment below and let me know what you think. I remember whenever I made this recipe for the first time, it was actually an assignment for one of my culinary classes, and I thought my husband was going to go into a food coma because he kept eating so much fish. And like I said, it is really delicious, very easy to make, and we are actually going to get started right now. Let's go over the 4 ingredients that we are going to need for this recipe. So right here I have 2 tablespoons of finely minced garlic, about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh, finely minced ginger. I have a little over 1.5 pounds of steelhead trout, and then for the marinade base, I'm going to be using Liquid Aminos. Now what this is a soy sauce alternative, or it's also an alternative to tamari. And it is a little bit more nutrient dense than soy sauce, which is why we choose to use it. It has the same flavor, but it doesn't have any preservatives, any caramel color, or any added salt. So we like to use that. Let me talk about this fillet really quick. So you can see right here that it is thicker on this side and a little bit thinner on this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice this down this natural line right here all the way. That way I have even size proportionate pieces. It will brown and cook so much better that way. And these are so small, so I'm gonna give these to the kids, but cut right down this line right here. And then I'm going to be slicing them lengthwise into smaller fillets. Now that I have my fillets all cut in very proportionate, smaller fillets, I'm going to start the marinating process. Now this part right here is completely optional. I have done it without adding this step in, and it still was very, very, very good. So what I did, I took about 1/4 cup of Liquid Aminos, and I microwaved it just until it's fairly hot. Now I'm going to add my garlic and my ginger to this, just so it steeps for about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And what that's going to do, it's going to draw out more garlic flavor and more ginger flavor. And then once this is steeped for a few minutes, I'm going to add it into my bag with my other Liquid Aminos. Then I'm going to stick my fish in there. Now there's no seasoning that you need to do. It's all going to be marinating in your refrigerator, and that's it. Now that this has steeped for about 5 minutes, I'm going to add everything into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. You can use a casserole dish, but I find cleanup is easier whenever I can just throw something away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and add my fillets in there. And then I'm going to pour my marinade mixture along with more aminos. I have it in my Ziploc bag, and so you can just stick it in the refrigerator at this point, and then about the 10-15 minute mark, you want to make sure you flip it over, that way the other side can get marinated as well. If you are doing this in a casserole dish, you want to spoon some of the marinade over your fish, and that way it'll also get evenly marinated. I used a little over 1.5 pounds of the Steelhead Trout, and I used about 1 cup of the Liquid Aminos. But the full recipe will be down in the description below, and I will also link the Liquid Aminos down in the description below. Okay, now we are going to start cooking the little fish fillets. So I have my pan, and I like to use nonstick for this because we leave the skin on for this recipe, and I don't want my skin to stick at all or take any chances of it sticking to the pan, so I choose to use nonstick for this. So I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil into this pan, swirl it around a little bit. And you want your pan to be hot, not burning hot, but searing hot. And I'm going to add skin side down, and you want to hear that sizzle. Okay, you can kind of see right here, it's starting to cook almost about halfway up. You want to check the bottom of it, make sure it's got some nice browning on it because you want a crispy skin. So that is about good for that one. I'm gonna flip it over and let it cook for a couple minutes more until it's fully cooked, or the internal temperature is about 145. Now these other two are a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna let those cook a little bit longer on that side. All right, so this one is a little bit thinner, and you can see it is cooked all the way through. My skin is crispy, and the other side has a little bit of a sear on it. So I'm going to go ahead and move that one aside and then finish cooking the rest. All right, guys, here is the world's best marinated trout. Tonight we paired it with a couscous and quinoa blend, and then we did some sauteed broccoli with it. I want to give a shout out to the Veggie Patch Farms down in Nisi, South Carolina for providing the broccoli for this recipe, and also Bushel and Bags Farms down in Ridgeway, South Carolina for the microgreens for this recipe. If you guys are in the Columbia, South Carolina area, make sure you check them out, and I will link their Facebook pages in the description below so you can check out their produce. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you will also receive those free recipes in my monthly emails. Now I am going to go enjoy my dinner. Thanks for watching.